will have rain showers tonight and early tomorrow. Details ahead on Fox 11.
Balanced news and severe weather coverage. This is Fox 11 News at 9.
Fox 11's continuing breaking news coverage begins with Wisconsin in a state of confusion tonight.
Listen, we haven't had shots in forever. I can't spill them now.
The drinks are flowing once again in the Fox Valley after the state Supreme Court overturned the Safer at Home order that closed bars across Wisconsin. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. While some counties have reopened for business, others have already closed back down. The Wisconsin Supreme Court's reversal on Safer at Home essentially allows businesses to reopen without restriction.
But some counties are taking action now to maintain the order's restrictions. Fox 11 Sierra Trojan is live in Oshkosh, where the bars are open and people are celebrating. Ben Krumholtz is live in Green Bay, where Brown County's health department has just issued its own local order to keep Safer at Home in place. They'll have more for us in just a minute. But first, we want to quickly take a closer look at the state Supreme Court ruling today. The state's high court voted 4-3 to throw out the emergency stay-at-home order from Health Services Secretary designee Andrea Palm. Chief Justice Patience Rogensack called the emergency order unenforceable in the court's 161-page response. The decision determined Palm's order, confining people to their homes, forbidding travel, and closing businesses, exceeded her statutory authority as outlined by the legislature. Republican leaders who raised the challenge had requested a 6-day grace period to work out a new plan for addressing COVID-19 concerns in the state, but the justices ruled that was not in their authority. With the order thrown out, businesses are allowed to reopen.
The court decision, as we understand it, says that we can open up now immediately, and that's what we're informing our members.
Shortly after the ruling was announced, the Wisconsin Tavern League advised restaurants and bars across the state that they could open their doors.
And it was immediately. The Tavern League reminded those businesses to continue to review guidelines from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation as they prepared to open their doors. Fox 11 Sierra Trojan joins us now live in Oshkosh, where, Sierra, you have found one establishment, a bar that did not want to wait to open for business.
That's right, Michelle. I'm outside of Andy's Pub and Grub, and as soon as owners heard about the Wisconsin Supreme Court's decision, its doors were open. Customers did not wait a second to take a seat at the bar. And, you know, I was here within the first hour when they announced that they were open. At that point, there were 3 customers already at the bar. By 8 p.m., I counted 19 customers at the bar. One of the bartenders told me not having typical alcohol sales during the stay-at-home order was difficult, so they're happy to be back in business. Patrons also told me they're excited to get back to normal.
We heard the ruling, we were reading to see what the date was we could open, and as soon as we saw it was immediate, I posted on Facebook, come down, have a drink, shake, we're open again.
And now you have your first customer sitting here at the bar. How does it feel?
It's good. Like, we're coming back to home again.
Facebook, I'm like, open, huh? Time to go. I mean, it's a sense of happiness for a lot of people, just to get back and see old friends again, and communicate with people, and not sit there and twiddle your thumbs and watch TV all the time.
While this bar is open, counties across the state are starting to implement their own stay-at-home orders. Outagamie County Executive Tom Nelson told me in a text earlier, we are evaluating legal options. Now I send it to Fox 11's Ben Krumholtz, who has an update from Brown County.
Sierra, we're outside Richard Cranium's bar on Broadway in Green Bay, which reopened just after the Supreme Court ruling came out. However, it and other Brown County businesses must shut down again, as within the last hour, the county instituted its own policy that takes on all the provisions of the statewide Safer at Home order, which the Supreme Court ruled was implemented illegally this afternoon. Brown County Public Health Officer Anna Destry says in a statement that the virus knows no boundaries, including county lines, and the most effective way to prevent, control, and suppress COVID-19 is for state officials and the state legislature to work together and implement a statewide approach. She says that has not occurred, and therefore reasonable and necessary local actions must be taken pursuant to the authority vested in me. It would be irresponsible to do otherwise given the high number of positive cases found in Brown County. Now, before this Brown County order came out, I spoke with Green Bay Police Chief Andrew Smith, who said he was telling his officers not to enforce the safer at home restrictions. That likely has changed with this new Brown County mandate. Smith did tell me he's telling his officers to follow all the same protocols out in the field to try to stay safe, and he hopes citizens do the same.
Yeah, there's no change in our protocol with our officers. They're going to continue to use their personal protective equipment. They're going to continue to stay social distance. They're going to continue to do the hand washing and all those things that we've been doing for the past couple months because it's keeping our officers safe.
Now at Richard Cranium's tonight, there were about 20 people inside at about 7 o'clock. Some customers were wearing masks and some were not, but all employees were being asked to wear masks, according to owner Don Meldy. He's the president of the Brown County Tavern League. He says the 57 days his bar has been shut down have been tough, but they wanted to be safe while reopening tonight.
Doing these things, wearing masks, etc., is a sign of respect towards our first responders, our health department, our law enforcement, that we're willing to do things and run our businesses responsibly.
Now again, since we were inside Richard Cranium's earlier tonight, Brown County has implemented its own safer at home type policy that takes on all the restrictions that the state had put in place. The lights just went out here a few minutes ago, possibly during this live shot. They know about the order. People are leaving. We could hear about 10 minutes ago the owner telling everyone that they were going to have to leave. The Brown County policy is in place right now to last until next Wednesday. Of course, that could go longer. Violators could be fined up to $500. Live in Green Bay, Ben Krumholz, Fox 11 News.
All right, Ben, thank you. And yes, we did see the lights just go out right behind Ben. Brown County is not the only local government that's issuing its own order. Dane County and the city of Madison were the first to set their own rules. Their order mirrors the state's Safer at Home extension to May 26th. Assembly Republican Majority Leader Jim Steineke says individual counties should have been making these decisions right from the start. And tonight we bring you balanced coverage.
So the decisions will be with local health departments at this point, and I think honestly that's the place where it should be. Vast majority of the state, vast majority of the counties in the state have 10 or less cases of COVID-19. No area of the state has hospitals that are being overrun with patients. So when there are outbreaks, that should be dealt with at a local level. We shouldn't be shutting down the entire state based on a higher number of cases in a certain in certain communities throughout the state.
Speaker Voss and the Republican legislators who brought this case have decided not to do that. They have thrown the state into chaos. They have provided no plan. There's no question among anybody that people are going to get sick. We presently lead the Midwest in having the fewest cases per capita, and the Republicans own that chaos.
Again, this breaking news came down from the state Supreme Court earlier this evening. Here is what happened. The state's high court voted 4-3 to throw out the emergency stay-at-home order from Health Services Secretary-designee Andrea Palm. Chief Justice Patience Roggensack called the emergency order unenforceable in the court's 161-page response. The decision determined Palm's order confining people to their homes, forbidding travel, and closing down businesses exceeded her statutory authority as outlined by the legislature. Republican leaders who raised the challenge had requested a 6-day grace period to work out a new plan for addressing COVID-19 concerns in the state, but the justices ruled that was not in their authority. With the order thrown out, businesses are allowed to reopen unless local authorities now reverse that. Republican leaders tonight say they have calls in to meet with Governor Evers in the morning to work out a plan and help clear up any confusion. We'll continue to bring you the latest here on Fox 11 News at 9 and Fox 11 News at